ducky, quack, quack. Fatality.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Neurodiverse and Best Assess. I'm your host John Arroyo, and we're going to be reviewing the next couple episodes of Evolve on the way to Gold Rush. And boy, did these episodes start making Evolve a brand. These people went at it. We had some killer matches, some great rivalries started, so let's go right into it. So we kicked things off with Timothy Thatcher versus Kevu. And a killer opening. Timothy and Kevu was fast on the mat, working him down like it was nothing. Kevu tried to fight back, power, but Timothy Thatcher with his submission holds, he does like the surfer to Keanu, almost tapping him out. Like the way that they made Keanu look vulnerable for once in the match, it was pretty cool. But at the end, Kevu gets himself disqualified by beating the hell out of Timothy, making security come out to stop the match. And this will lead into his feud with Shawn Legacy, and I will talk about that later. Then backstage, we have the Vanity Project talking about how they are so done with everything and they just want to tell Stevie Lince does not deserve a title shot. But Stevie's like, well, he pinned you last episode, so technically he do, and you have a contract signed, so be ready. So I cannot wait to see how that all comes out. And then out of nowhere, Jordan Eracious mocks Jackson Drake saying, you should get your pen ready because you're going to lose your title. You know, kind of rubbing salt to the wound. And then Vanity Project gets in his face and Oasis want a match against them, but Vanity Project is like, you have no tag team partner. So that's also a storyline cooking as well. Next, we have the Diva of EVOLVE herself, Chantelle Monroe versus Mason Holiday. Came out swinging, keeping aggressive, keeping Holiday down. Holiday hits a crossbody and a roll-up, but Chantelle locks in the crossface buster that looked devastated for the win. After, Chantelle cuts a promo saying that she is next in line after this main title match and she don't care who gets in her way. And then Kylie Ray shows up saying, actually, I'm one of the first ever last woman standing match, so technically I'm next in line, so back in the line for you. And then out of nowhere, Tyra May Steele from LFG shows up saying, well, I want LFG, I should get a title opportunity. That leads into all women brawling, and that leads into a triple threat next episode. That was really good. And then backstage, Stevie tells everyone that sadly Timothy Thatcher got injured in his match due to Keanu. But then out of nowhere, Rich Holland from NXT shows up.
Hold up. You standing here, and you don't even go here.
And Stevie's like, what are you doing here? Rich is like, I'm just checking out the competition or whatever. Weiler comes out from the medical saying that he's clear, ready to have a match. And Rich says, be careful, because he loves wrestling with the newbies. So we have to wait to see what Rich Holland does and Evolve next. Then we get the men's contract signing, and I liked this. So Lince Dorado pretty much said he'd been in WWE for a while. He left, he came back, and he's pretty much here to prove himself. Not just that, he has more ring experience, more skill, more talent than Jackson Drake, and he's going to put Jackson Drake to the test. Jackson Drake says, well, I'm cocky and arrogant because I have the ring skills. I'm maybe not a veteran, but I have the skills, I have the potential. And Lince, weren't you fighting Alexa in AAA? Like, what are you doing here? Kind of like saying, ooh, what happened to your career? Both men get kind of fiery rewards. In next episode, it's the Evolve men match for the title, and I like it. And I'm going to talk about this now. We get a lot of title matches in Evolve for the men and women, and I kind of like it to established champions. And I really like how they're building up the division. Then we end this episode with a killer Evolve Women Championship match, Kail Armstrong versus Natalya. And it was good. Natalya right away with her and Armstrong going back and forth for submission holds. I love it. Natalya almost wins with the sharpshooter. But at the end, Kylie hits a Kylie connector for the win. A really good match. I like how both women went back and forth on the mat. Really doing the rookie and legend type of style match. But out of nowhere, Jin Tala comes out attacking Kylie, saying that she was the attacker all along. Girl, it was obvious. The way that you showed up and these girls was getting attacked. So pretty much we will see Jin Tala's storyline with Kail Armstrong continue. So now on to episode 20. Let me get episode 20. And this is where things really kick things. Now on to episode 20 when things really heat up. So we start with a triple threat. Tyra Mayster versus Chantelle Monroe versus Kylie Rae. And boy, Chantelle right away slaps the hell out of Kylie Rae, but then she gets beat up by both women. Both of them throw her outside of the ring. And then back and forth. And then Kylie goes flying into both women, back in the ring. Just pure chaos. Tyra is smacking everyone, hitting suplexes, clotheslines, pretty much obliterated everyone. A roll-up war, so all women start doing roll-ups back and forth. Each woman cannot get the pin, but at the end, Chantelle tried to hit the face buster, but then Kylie Rae interferes, kind of making a mess up. Then she gets pinned. So Chantelle gets pinned with a German suplex by Tyra May Steele. And we will see Chantelle more talk about this more, but she's pretty much going to have a feud with Kylie Rae because she's mad that she lost the match. And I really liked the match. Like, it was pretty good, really good match. And then backstage, we had Jin Tala doing a promo talking about why she's been attacking a woman. So she got eliminated from LFG, and she said it's not fair because they said for her she wasn't aggressive enough. So now she's showing her aggressive side, attacking women, doing what she needs to do to become champion. And she wants a match against Kail Armstrong for the Women Evolve Championship. And we will see that later. And I like it. Pretty much, Kail Armstrong is the face of Evolve, if you really think about it, because she's been defending the title almost every episode, and it's really cool. Then we got Stevie talking to Jordan Eraser, saying that he can fight Swipe Right next episode if he can find a tag team partner. So we'll see that storyline play out later on as well. Then we get Jin Tala versus Curly Bright with Kendall Gray by ringside, and Curly went straight for Jin Tala for payback for her beating her up. Both of them went back and forth with crazy kicks, punches, elbows, pretty much a brawl on the outside, but Jin Tala uses her martial art and pretty much stretches her on the ropes, hitting an axe kick. And then finally, halfway through the match, Wendy Chu shows up out of nowhere, distracting Kendall Gray for Jin Tala to hit the direct effect for the win. And it's a pretty devastating, like, German light suplex. So we have to see what Jin Tala does next. And what did this mean? Is Kendall Gray and Wendy Chu going in a feud? Because I wouldn't be mad. That's going to be a pretty interesting feud. Then we get the match of Edris, Enofe, and Tate Weiler in a pretty good match. So right away, Weiler puts Enofe in the corner, but then they both fall off the ring because he pushes him. And then a running knee on the apron from Taylor Weiler. Back in the ring, Enofe ends the match hitting a cross face sneakily by pulling Weiler's eyes. And then after, Dante Chen comes out saying, I am sorry for the way I acted, and I'm sorry for this. And then he punches Edris Enofe, and then he goes backstage saying he wants a match against him. And Stevie says, okay, next week, you're going to get a match against him. So we have a new feud, and I really like it. And both men in their feud killed it. Like their match that I'm going to talk about after this episode 21, they killed it. We're going to get to that. Then we get the main event, the Men's Evolve Championship match. And boy, was it crazy. We had Lince flying around like a scorpion, hitting a scorpion submission hold on Jackson Drake. Both men went to the top rope. Both did crazy stuff on the top rope. A brawl on the outside, but then back in the ring, Lince did some cool suplex reversals. But then out of nowhere, Lince's legs get pulled by one of Vanity Project's right for Jackson Drake to steal the win. But then out of nowhere, Brooks Jensen from NXT attacks Jackson Drake to end the show. Do you guys see what I mean? We're getting a whole bunch of appearances, and that's just the beginning. So let's go on to the last episode. We're going to review this one, episode 21, with Idiots Enofe versus Dante Chen. And man, what was a match. Dante Chen came fast, rapid strikes, chops, punches, even hitting clean. Then Dante Chen lands a reverse flip driver and drop Idiots on his face, only for a 2 count. Idiots wants to take a breather, doing those sneaky tactics. He pulls Chen's eyes and wins with a sneaky roll up. I feel like this match just started in this feud and I like it. And it was a pretty quick, fast match, but it builds up for what both of them can do. Then backstage, we have Jordan Erase is going to Itzgal and Sam Holloway saying he needs a tag partner, and Itzgal and Sam Holloway pretty much just roast the hell out of him. First, they call him cheap for walking around with a backpack. Then they call him busted because the way he dressed. Also, he's a loser because nobody likes him. I love how Itzgal is literally diva coded. He's the Ken doll of Evolve, and he was just a total joke. And I like Sam Holiday kind of teaming up with him, but then Adrenaline Drip, Cappuccino Jones, and Cartwheel Jack shows up to back him up, and that leads into the match. Pretty much the best match of this week. Guys, we get a tag team match with Adrenaline Drip and it's Gal versus Sam Holloway, and right away, Gal was showing off his ego, doing push-ups, doing everything to keep Cappuccino down, but Cappuccino attacks in Jack Cartwheel. Jack Cartwheel hits a slick dropkick and then does his cartwheels like crazy. But then out of nowhere, Sam Holloway hits a devastating dropkick to Cartwheel on the outside, pretty much taking him the hell out. And then out of nowhere, like slamming Cappuccino into the ring post. Back in the ring, he hits the elbow drop.
Shucky ducky, quack, quack.
This man is almost 7 feet tall, almost 300 pounds. He's dominating these little guys like it's nothing. But Jack keeps fighting. He tags in Cappuccino. Craziness, back and forth speeds, out of control. Out of nowhere, it's Gal. Distracts Cappuccino, then Sam Holloway hits a big splash, pretty much almost crushing Jack Cartwheel. The Cappuccino hits an elbow drop, and then lets Jack Cartwheel hits not a cartwheel for the finisher on its Gal. Pretty much crazy tag team match. I love everyone in this match, and it really shows that this ID program is really kicking off. These men put on a killer show and each man killed it. But I have to say, Sam Holloway was the star of this episode. Like, he killed it. Then backstage, Jordan Oasis was walking and Brooks Jensen walks up saying, "Hey, I'm new to Evolve. I would team up with you. You help me, I help you." So that's pretty much the match for the main event. And we're going to see how that all plays out. Then we have Kail Armstrong backstage confronting Stevie Turner saying that she wants a match against Jin Tala next episode. And Stevie says, okay. And guys, when I do that review, that match was just straight up brutality, but I can't wait to talk about that, but that's later on. But Kail Armstrong and Jin Tala go to war, and we will talk about that later on. Then we get Kendall Gray versus Zeta Steele. And this one has sass and heat. Zeta started off dancing, taunting Gray. Headlocks to control, but then Steele got nasty, pressing on her foot to Gray's face, landing a clothesline for 2. The match turned into a brawl on the outside, pretty much hair pulling, slaps, diva. About to end, Wendy Chu tries to interfere again, but Kendall Gray is able to pick up the win. And Kendall Gray looks around the ring looking for Wendy Chu. And then she says, and Wendy Chu have a problem with her, deal with her. So I cannot wait to see how this feud unfolds. Then backstage, Sean Legacy challenges KVU to a match because KVU is taking out all the WWE ID prospects men. And Sean Legacy ain't going to let him take over the Evolve division. And that was a pretty good match, but we're going to talk about that next time. Then we get Chantelle Monroe pretty much doing a promo saying that last episode, Kylie Ray cost her the match, and she hates Kylie Ray. Kylie Ray is way too bubbly, way too light, and Chantelle Monroe is done with it. So she want to face her one-on-one down the line to show her what the real diva is about, and I cannot wait for that. I love it. We're getting like people making feuds in Evolve. We're getting actual like feuds and storylines. I like it. To end this week's review, we get the main event. So we have Stripe Wright, Brad Taylor, and Ricky Smokes versus Brooks Jensen and Jordan Oasis. Right away, Smokes and Brayler was getting chopped back and forth, getting beat the hell up like it was nothing. pretty much near fall after near fall, pretty much getting demolished. But then halfway through the match, Brooke Henson just leaves Jordan Races, and then Stripe White beats him with the Stripe White for the win. Pretty much Brooks Jensen is heel. He pretty much did all of this just to leave Oasis alone to lose the match. So we had to see how that all unfolds. So that's pretty much my review of Evolve this week. Hopefully you guys comment, like, subscribe. Tell me who was your favorite person in Evolve right now. It's kind of hard, but I would say Kail Armstrong, Idiots Enofe, Dante, Chen, Jin Tala, and I'm going to say Chantelle more. Sam Holloway, they need to do more with him. But I like pretty much all these people involved, and I kind of am getting favorite wrestlers, so I cannot wait for that. Also, like, Evolve is just getting so good, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.